Hey friends, welcome back to our channel, The Purpose Driven Homestead. I'm Amanda, and today we are going to make homemade vanilla. Now, we've shared this on our social media and had a ton of questions as to how it's made, what we're using, how long it sits, so we're gonna go ahead and go over that today. We are going to make vanilla extract, and we're gonna make a couple other extracts, so definitely stick around. We're gonna be using all of this for baking, for coffees, for teas, whatever have you. If you'd like to use it for cooking, that would be great too. But we like to make vanilla in our own home because of the cost savings as well as the quality. Now you see here I have a store-bought bottle of vanilla extract. This is a 2-ounce bottle, and currently at a local grocery store, you can see this costed us about $7.33. The reason why we bought this was because we were moving a couple months back and I needed vanilla, so we went ahead and picked some up at the store because all of the rest of it was at our other house. So we went ahead and picked this up, but normally for the last about two to 2.5 years or so, we have actually made our own vanilla because it just is super easy that you can do right in your own home, and it doesn't cost very much at all. You're gonna actually save, especially if you do a lot of baking. This is definitely gonna save you some money. Now you can see here that we have gallon-sized jugs of vanilla. One is a Tahitian and one is a Madagascar. We made these back in February, so these have actually been sitting for about 8 months now, and we can go ahead and strain them out and put them into different bottles. We actually have plans to give these out for Christmas. Around the Christmas time. This would actually be a really wonderful gift for a host during Thanksgiving because there are so many people that are baking during Christmas season. This will give them some pure vanilla extract for their baking for the Christmas season. Now, if you haven't started any of this yet and you still want to give them as Christmas gifts, that is okay. We're going to go ahead and leave these off to the side, and today we're going to go ahead and make little bottles of vanilla extract. Now these are amber bottles, and this is important because sunlight cannot get into this. Now with this jug, this is actually a jug that we had for maple syrup that we purchased, and we repurposed this jar, and obviously you can see that it is not amber color, but we did store this in a cool, dark place. It was underneath a hutch, and so it was able to just not have that sunlight penetrate onto it. But if you're gonna have this out in any sort of way, and even if you don't, the amber glass jars are much better. So this is an amber bottle that you can go ahead and open. This is airtight. As you can see, there's a rubber stopper at the top. And then, and so these are really great gifts if you're going to be using this for Christmas. This actually comes with a nice funnel so that you're not spilling it all over the place. And it also comes with little tags that are chalk tags, and then also a marker so that you can mark it and make it look all real pretty for Christmas time. Let's talk about the cost savings, because I did mention that and how much this jar was, but I also want to mention the gallon-sized jars. You're going to save a ton of money when you think about it this way. Making a gallon-sized jug, you can probably make for about $30 to $40 at home. It really depends on how much the vodka is in your area, but here in our area, we made it for about $30 to $40. If you calculate how much it is in this little bottle and do a gallon size, you're gonna spend about $473, give or take some dollars in there, depending on how much this is at your store. But that is a huge cost savings when you think about it that way. So definitely one of the reasons why you'd want to make this at home is the cost savings. The other reason why you'd want to make this at home is for the quality. Now, I already mentioned that we purchased from the grocery store, but when you're grocery shopping, you need to make sure that you're looking for vanilla extract, because the imitation vanilla is awful. It's actually, one of the ingredients in it is actually using refined petroleum and a lot of different color additives in order to achieve that caramel color. So definitely nothing natural about that process. So here we have limited ingredients, and it is going to preserve these vanilla beans in a way that will keep on your shelf, and you know what it is you're putting into your body. Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients. In here, there are 2 ingredients. It's vanilla beans and vodka. And it really doesn't matter what vodka brand you're gonna go ahead and use. Obviously, I have 2 different brands here, but you just definitely wanna make sure that it's 90+ proof, whatever you're using, so that you make sure that you're able to preserve those vanilla beans. And then we will have a link down below for our vanilla beans that we use. These are Madagascar organic vanilla beans. And you can see here that this comes in a vacuum packed package. and there are 50 beans in this particular one. Like I said, this one's Madagascar. We've done Tahitian vanilla as well, and so we will definitely make sure that that's linked down below for you. So let's go ahead and get started on the process of making our vanilla today. Okay, the first thing that we're going to go ahead and do is slice long ways down the vanilla bean pod, and that is so that the vanilla beans can extract and come into the liquid, thus vanilla extract. This is not something that you need to strain out later on. In fact, those vanilla beans are just going to create more flavor whenever you do bake with this. So definitely don't worry about straining that out. You just want to go ahead and cut along, and then we're going to go ahead and put it into our little jar there. We're going to go ahead and do about 8 of them. For this gallon-sized jar, we did 20 in here, and then this is a 12-ounce jar. So you can do about 6 to 8 of them. I'm going to go ahead and do 8. And these are reusable, so you can continue to make this vanilla extract. So, which means your savings is going to be a lot more if you make more batches of this. But you can continue to just strain this out whenever this is done and reuse them the next time. Okay, now that they're all in the jar, we're gonna go ahead and cover with our vodka. I don't want to fill it all the way up so that I'm gonna have an issue with our stopper, but you do wanna make sure that all those vanilla beans are fully submerged into there. That way there's not gonna be any problem with mold or anything. That vodka is going to preserve the vanilla, but you wanna make sure it's completely covered. This is the funnel that it goes along with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my mason jar and I'm gonna measure out 10 ounces of vanilla, and we'll see how that gets there with our vanilla beans to make sure that that's fully covered. Okay, I went ahead and did 12 ounces, and then that still gives me some room at the top. So all I'm gonna do is go ahead and seal this up. And this will sit on our shelf for about 4 to 6 weeks, and then you can give it to somebody. So obviously I just mentioned that you can reuse these vanilla bean pods, and so you're not only giving a gift that is going to be used one time, but they can actually make their own vanilla at a later time. And like I said, if you keep this as for yourself, then you can just continue to cycle this and make more vanilla. So that is it for the vanilla extract. Super simple. And it is so good, you guys. Okay, and I did mention that we are only gonna keep this on the shelf for 4 to 6 weeks. Now this is just if you're trying to give this as a gift, but obviously this is sat longer. The longer the better. Up to 12 months would be wonderful. If you don't have that kind of time though, you can go ahead and make this one for just 4 to 6 weeks. Okay, next up, we're gonna go ahead and make orange extract. You'd use this for any kind of like citrus shortcakes or maybe a cake that you're making. This is wonderful for icings, for your actual cake. So we're gonna go ahead and zest to this. I have a zester here, and I'm gonna zest a whole orange. Now with this, you don't want any of the white. That's why I'm using the zester. You can do this by hand with a knife. I just have this option here because we do have the zester. But if you are going to use the knife, you want to make sure that you're not getting any of that white, because that is just going to make it bitter. All of the flavor is going to be right here in that zest. This is actually an orange that I had left over. I just recently made some immune boosting shots for our family for whenever cold and flu season comes. We're going to go ahead and have that. And so this was just a leftover orange that I had. You can also do the same thing with lemon too, or key lime. I know during the summer months, a lot of people enjoy key lime pies, so this would be really wonderful to do. So you can do this with any kind of citrus. You want to make sure also that this is going to be an organic orange, especially because you're going to be using the outside, the zest of the orange, because they're heavily sprayed. So whenever you use the zest, you definitely want to make sure that that's organic. All right, and this orange, I'm going to go ahead and juice up for the kids. They'll enjoy that. All right, so I have all of the zest here. Scoop this in. If you want to use 2 or 3 oranges, you could probably get a little more intense flavor, but this is what I have on hand. I probably wouldn't do more than about 3 or 4 of them. Okay, and the same thing here, we're gonna go ahead and use about 8 to 12 ounces. I'll probably do about 8 for this one, just because I used 1 orange, but if you do 2 or 3 oranges, you can go ahead and do the full 12. Just as long, like I said, as long as all of the zest is covered. And you can see here that I have some of the zest here on the bottle, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shake it to make sure that that liquid covers it and it goes to the ground, or to the bottom of the jar. So you can see it floating around, it'll go ahead and settle down, and this too will sit on the shelf for about six weeks. For our 12-ounce bottle, I'm gonna go ahead and take 5 of these cinnamon sticks. I got these from the grocery store. Again, you wanna make sure that they're organic, but I'm gonna go ahead and use 5 of these. Okay, and again, just like the vanilla, you can go ahead and reuse the cinnamon as well. And I found with the vanilla that the 12 ounces worked perfectly, so that's what we're going to go ahead and use with this today. Okay guys, there you have it. There are 3 different extracts that you can make right in your home and save some money. There's vanilla, citrus, and a cinnamon. And so these are going to be wonderful in about 4 to 6 weeks to either give as a gift or start baking with, and definitely save you some money. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it answers some of the questions that you had on social media. If you do have other questions, definitely leave it in the comments below. We're happy to answer any of your questions. As for now guys, have a blessed day.